Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Sandy Uncaged. This is Sandy, and my name's Jordy from Jordy Tarot. We're back again doing our latest moon mapping series, moon update. This is going to be for the new moon in Scorpio, it's today, isn't it, Sandy?
The new moon is actually happening here in Eastern time on Thursday.
On Thursday. So we're almost in it, And in this video today, we're just going to jump right into a collective message that we're channeling with the tarot cards. And we'll talk about the astrology of how this is going to impact you. And we'll go from there.
Okay. All right.
All right. So Sandy and I pulled a couple of cards just to get started with in this reading. And if you don't, I can start if you like, or do you want to start?
You go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I pulled the Four of Swords reversed, and this deck from the Fifth Spirit Tarot shows like a cicada buried underground with some swords and bones and shells. Typically, when the Four of Swords is reversed for me as a reader, it means there's a restlessness, an activity that's brewing beneath the feet beneath the land that you're standing on. And I immediately was drawn to this energy of like your ancestors are excited for you to be here in this video today, excited for you to be in this new moon in Scorpio energy. Like they're restless to bring through healing messages for you today. And I also was getting, just before this video started, that whatever we're getting out of this new moon, it's going to be personal for each and every one of us, but it's going to enhance our work, which leads into what Sandy pulled.
And I pulled the Knight of Swords reversed. And what I got from that is that it's asking us to slow down. The swords represent our thinking and our thought process. And with this new moon, we have Mercury in retrograde conjunct, like lined up with the new moon. So a lot of things can get misconstrued with Mercury retrograde. So I feel like this card is telling us to have, if we want to have some conversations around things like intimacy and sex and like serious relationships, which is what Scorpio represents, that if we do have these conversations, to make sure that you are heard properly and that you hear the other person. And if you don't, if you have any questions, to ask them, or maybe it wouldn't hurt to leave it until the end of November before you have these conversations if you feel like it's not going to go well. And then I had another card that came out too, which was the Emperor. And for me, the Emperor is masculine energy. And because we have this new moon in a water sign, an intuitive water sign, which represents psychic abilities and mediumship abilities, I feel like it's pushing us to push past those practical ways of thinking and to trust our gut and to trust our intuition. And maybe with that Knight of Swords reversed, it's about slowing down and making time to be able to listen to our intuition and those messages from our ancestors.
Wow. I love that message, Sandy, and it definitely personally, like I can relate to it personally in my own life. And what I was also getting from the Four of Swords is that there could be, like we're in this energy until the end of November is what you were saying.
With Mercury retrograde, yes.
With Mercury retrograde. And I do get the sense of like some like small testing energy from the universe or trials that, because Mercury retrograde brings back those things for us to review. And sometimes we get eager to act on them, to communicate And really, the purpose of the retrograde is to review and to like contemplate, you know?
Not necessarily to act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the theme so far. Should we pull some more cards?
Sure.
I thought what we could do is we could look at different areas of, like, in general,
Mm-hmm.
like love or career, or like themes that are relevant to this new moon, maybe instead,
Okay. As a whole.
as a whole. So, like, what kind of themes do you think would be good to look at, Sandy?
Money.
Money.
This Scorpio has to do with shared money, shared investments, property. Like if you wanted to apply for a loan, this is or a loan or a new credit card. Working with the Scorpio energy in the new moon phase is really good, but we are in that Mercury retrograde. So I don't recommend applying for anything right now if you haven't already started, but you can set that intention and then maybe just hold off until about the 29th or a little bit after November, but before the next full moon to go out and apply for that loan or ask for that money.
Great. Well, let's pull a card on that right now.
Okay.
We can each pull a card or two,
Sure.
connecting to the money messages for the new moon in Scorpio. Oh.
Ooh, look what I got.
Ooh.
The
Oh,
Chariot.
Chariot. Oh, yeah.
And I also got the Five of Pentacles.
Oh, okay.
So I like that came up actually with this question,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the Five of Pentacles is all about letting go of money blocks and believing that you can bring in money, even though you might have doubts about it. You got to be able to work past that.
I agree. And when those blocks come up while you're riding your chariot down the road and you get stuck in a Five of Pentacles pothole and it blows your tire, you
Love
know,
it. That
uh,
can happen during Mercury retrograde.
that can happen, right?
Yeah.
That's because your current plan isn't big enough, isn't deep enough. Like the vision, like you've limited your vision with that Five of Pentacles energy, and that speed bump, roadblock, whatever it is you'll recover from that, and you'll find an even faster or better paced pathway. Like you'll find the right pace. Sometimes we're going too fast down the road. Sometimes we were too timid. You know. Anyway, I love those cards. I also got a card here. We got the Ten of Cups
Oh,
reversed.
nice.
A gorgeous card of like overflowing abundance in all areas of your life.
That's such a cool card.
It is. And this is the water, the emotional, like the flow of the abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when the Ten of Cups is reversed, it tells me that your vision of like your dream vision, like the life that you want to create for yourself, um, it's going through a review stage right now, like in this Mercury retrograde. Like you may be upgrading your vision. You could even be editing it back so that there's room for the universe to like create the unknown in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's one thing.
And the thing that I'm getting with that Ten of Cups and it's being reversed is that Scorpio is very much about emotions, but Scorpio tries to hide those emotions and they tend to get jealous. So it could be about reassessing those things too, right? Like seeing where you are, maybe overreacting with your emotions and being open to sharing how you're feeling instead of keeping them in.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's a lot of cups in this card. Like if you spill a couple of them over, you still got lots of other cups. Like,
Yeah,
like all right.
that's awesome.
What's another? I'm going to keep asking the question, Sandy. What's another good topic to review and in Scorpio season we can pull some cards for.
Our psychic abilities and mediumship and that kind of stuff.
Ooh, yeah, I love that.
Me too.
Okay.
Maybe something along the lines like, how can we connect with our higher self?
Yeah. And maybe even connect with our ancestors, because that came through here.
Yes.
Okay. And I do want to say this. My friend Lena said this recently, who I had on my channel earlier this week, that our ancestors are not just our bloodline, but it's like our past life ancestors. It's people who have been in this lifetime that passed on, that had a big impact on us, or who were guardians. It's not just our mother and father lineages.
Right.
So, yeah.
I just pulled the 4 of Wands.
Oh, wow. Got some fire in here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the Fool, another fire card.
Oh, fun.
Wow.
Just to have fun with it.
Yes.
Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah,
Right?
it is. That's exactly what it is. Okay. I mean, the Fool marks the beginning of a brand new journey in
Yeah.
your connection to spirit.
Yeah. I created a little blog on my website about working with our intuition and our psychic abilities. Like there's a couple points for the intuition, psychic abilities, and even deeper with the mediumship on little things that you can do to play with that and work with that. So I can add that into the description of the video.
Oh, I'd love to read that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, with the Fool, it's Aries energy, and I do hear whispers of 2 major planets moving into Aries in 2026.
Well, we do have that Saturn and Neptune that is like in retrograde. It was in Aries, it moved back to Pisces, and now it's going to move back into Aries. I don't know exactly when, but it's playing around with that. But that really excites me. The Aries and Neptune and the Aries, Neptune, and Saturn is like, it's an opportunity to start new spiritual beliefs and systems and practices, and to get outside of that box of what everybody else does, like just doing your own thing, going with what you feel is right.
Yeah, like not needing to follow a script, like you can go off
Right.
script.
And not conform to other people's ideas. Like we do look up to other people when we're starting out in these things, but we don't have to limit ourselves to that, because maybe we have a different way of connecting with our ancestors.
Yes, and I'm also being drawn to the 0 in the Fool energy.
Right.
The 0 is where everything comes from. It's basically infinity, you know?
Yeah.
They're pretty much the same energy. So there's a lot of untapped potential, basically. It's kind of what I'm getting from that. That can be found in your psychic and spiritual connection and relationship to it, just by breaking free of the boxes that we put ourselves in, and being more playful with how you want to do it,
Yeah. And not being afraid. I find a lot of people who have these skills, like the charts I've been reading lately, like it's a part of who they are, but they're a little bit afraid of it. And I try to encourage them that it's not something to be afraid of, and try to embrace it. Like, what do you recommend there for people like that?
What I recommend for people who are scared of their spiritual gifts and following a spiritual path is to know that you can't, like, there's steps you have to take on your own, but it's supposed to be done in a inclusive and community based approach. Like, if you say, for example, if you realize that you're going too open into your gifts, well, you might need to balance things out with diet and exercise, or by connecting to people through physical activity. You know, if you find like you have a million questions, you don't know how to answer your questions, you don't know how to be rooted within your mind, maybe you benefit from a spiritual teacher or like someone who has little nuggets of wisdom for you to consume on a daily basis. You know, like you can, it's not, there's other people in your life already and people who will come in that have strengths. And if you lean into your community's strengths, you know, that it just giving me Aquarius vibes, like we'll all do it together, you know, like, and
Yeah.
we're in the age of Aquarius, or we're just on the cusp of it. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we're all like is being drawn to like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the more
Yeah.
you embrace it, the more people that are similar minded to you are coming towards you. And it's not just people at your level, but it is mentors, it is people underneath you. Like it, but nobody's technically underneath you. We're just all at a different phase of our life. But the more you're into it, the more comes your way.
And I also feel like, from a personal piece of advice with spiritual gifts and going into them, and is that sometimes we get thrown off balance, especially in the beginning of that process. And it's in the balance that we can grow the most. So if you find there's an area of your life you're like a hard no or rejecting, that could be where the medicine is. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it is specifically medication, or, you know, meditation, you know, like some really healthy things like that. So like a lot our beliefs get challenged, you know, as we
Mm-hmm.
walk the spiritual path, because there's a purpose for everything, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's testing our faith.
Yeah. Because like I've used to perceive being spiritual as like I was like, I'm not gonna I don't believe in the science anymore, or I don't believe in the way that the world is set up, you know. And I saw everything from like this hyper spiritual perspective, and I got really ungrounded from that, and I wasn't able to sustain my abundance and my stability because I was off in woo woo land, which is such a fun place to be, but eventually you get knocked on your butt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my personal advice I would give. It's like, you know, remember you have people around you, and yeah,
Yeah. And if you are a person that has a lot of water in you, that's easy for you to do.
yeah.
So you need to make time to get grounded, to center yourself before you go into another situation where you're feeling overwhelmed by emotions and stuff like that. And mental health comes up with Scorpio too, with any of the water signs, right? And that I was thinking like maybe we could do the next poll on addictions, because
Right.
Scorpio and Pisces and Cancer tend to have addictive behaviors, and you don't have to be those signs, but they could be in your chart in some way. Like I know people who have Jupiter and Scorpio, and they struggle with drugs and alcohol a lot, especially right now when the sun and the moon is crossing that Jupiter in the chart. So this is a great opportunity to set intentions to overcome those addictions. And it needs to be followed by a plan of action, right? Like what are you going to do to replace that addiction? And like maybe create healthier habits in the meantime as well.
Wow, I think that's a great thing that we're bringing up and touching on. So let's pull some cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it
Okay.
doesn't have to be limited to drugs and alcohol. It could be, or smoking. It could be to other things like playing too many video games or watching too much TV. Like it doesn't have to be the, like what we typically think of when we think of addictions.
Yeah, addictive social media.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a good card for this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I got the Hermit.
You got the Hermit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like that. What I'm thinking is reflecting on why we do those things.
Yeah. That's really potent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, journaling,
Yeah.
having conversations with people who might have some insights,
Mm-hmm.
but then taking that time to come to your conclusions on your own.
And not being too hard on yourself either.
Yeah. The card that I got for the addiction is the King of Swords, which shows this beautiful person here, like an activist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing from the card like advocate for yourself, find people who will advocate for you, um, who will keep you in check, and
Find your tribe.
find your tribe, right? The tribe that's not afraid to like keep those boundaries and keep encouraging you.
Right. And to tell you how it is. Like to
Like
be
that,
honest, right?
yeah, like the honesty, yeah. Um, and also, if you're looking for something to fill in the place of that addiction, because usually it's good to replace the addiction with something else so you don't just suffer,
Mm-hmm.
is to meet or try to be of service with your voice, with your actions.
Yeah. Share your story.
Share your story. Yeah, I love that. This person's very much sharing their story. They're announcing it.
They're showing it to the world.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, me too. Wow. Well, I think that's where we're going to leave it for the
Yeah.
collective messages. Yeah.
Because we did talk about intimacy at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Because I do feel like that's an important thing, but we did talk about that. So I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before we go, we're just going to mention that Sandy and I created this really cool workshop, Moon Mapping 2026, and they're the upcoming virtual, like on online workshop is on December 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. And it includes your own personal moon birth chart with your planetary aspects all included in the houses and all of that. And it comes with a resource book on how to read the astrology, as well as some online tools for how to read the tarot. And it comes with a full, you know, journal page for each new moon and full moon in 2026. So we're mapping the moon. We're pulling some cards, we're looking at the aspects, and we're doing some journaling. And we already had our first workshop. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, it was so moving.
It was
Sandy,
amazing. Jordy
yeah,
kept saying he was geeking out.
yeah, we were freaking out.
Yeah.
um,
It's not just your birth chart that you get, though. It's an actual moon map. It's your chart. It doesn't have the aspects or anything in it, but it's your chart, and it has where all the moons are happening, in what sign, and what house. And like, we can also include just a traditional natal chart as well. But like we were seeing it impact people within the first hour. Like people were emotional and they were letting go of things that they had been holding on to a long time. Because with the first workshop we did, it was just the day before the full moon. And then this virtual one we're going to be doing just before the Gemini full moon. So we will use that as an example when we work through the class. And we have another class this weekend in person, but it's all booked up. It's been booked up for a couple weeks. So, yeah. And
and
if
you
you
get
are interested in these dates don't work, let us know because we are going to arrange more as we get closer to 2026 and through the year.
Yeah, and it's a very like supportive and intimate setting, like group. Like we're all supporting each other, listening to each other. And Sandy and I bring our intuitive processes to the workshop as well. So you get practice in the workshop on how to fill out each of these moons. And then you get to take the workshop and fill it out, the rest of it on your own. Or also stay connected to the community that we're creating from this. You know, we're posting these moon updates, these moon mapping updates every 2 weeks or so on YouTube. There's a membership where you're able to be part of the video making process and be live with us as we're doing these channelings. And the membership
That's
also
not starting till 2026 though, right?
it's not starting right away. And also with the membership, it includes one-on-one check-ins with Sandy and I. We'll have all the details nailed out for that before long. But the membership is just so that if you feel like you want extra support and guidance throughout the year as you're mapping your moons, we're there for you. You know. Okay.
And we've been getting really positive feedback from the people that were in the first workshop. Like they're really happy with it. So yeah. And we are like, this is better than we ever could have possibly imagined. Honestly, like we're working together so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of magic happening, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's like the timing is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you guys wanted to support our channels, you know, subscribe, like the video, leave some comments. You can even share it to your social medias. We really love that. And stay tuned for the upcoming videos.
We'll be seeing you soon.
Okay, take
Bye.
care.